I just want to invest in people that really want to be the best that they can be.
Hello, everyone. This is Todd Scrima and the lovely Robyn LaVassaur and the beautiful Jim Reed. Can I call a man beautiful? Is that okay?
No.
Beautiful.
No.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
No,
okay. Guys, this is a podcast that we do once a month for our past clients. So there's about 400,000 of you. So thank you for entrusting us with your mortgage needs. And we'd like to give back. So I started a whole thing called Mastering Money that's launching in a few weeks. And I did 90 hours of content on everything I know about money because I've spent 30 plus years learning all this stuff. One of them talks about the 10 stupid things that people do to waste money. So I'm going to list them. And now Robyn and Jim, they didn't know what the topic was till 2 minutes ago. So I'm going to list these out. They're in no particular order. My hope is that as we discuss this, you pick one and say, I'm gonna launch into that. Okay, I'm gonna dig into that one. So here's my list. Number one, in credit cards. You cannot get wealthy paying 26% or 19% interest. It's physically impossible. Credit cards. Number two, eating out too much. Eating out too much. Number three, large car payments. $500, $1,000, $1,200. Saw a borrower that I did loan committee on the other day, $4,000 mortgage, $4,000 car payment. No exaggeration.
That is a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
That's $1 million mortgage payment.
Yes. Buying into silly investments, playing the lottery. There are people who don't get it that spend $200 a month on lottery tickets.
Is that two different things, 4 and 5?
Yeah, buying into silly investments, playing the lottery is another one. Repeating entertainment subscriptions. I about lost my cookies. Last night, I went into my son's bank account and he has a car wash subscription for $40 a month we paid for 6 months. I called him and ripped him little butt. He says, Dad, I swear to God, I didn't sign up with it. I went to the car wash once. I said, well, they tricked you. And call them today. Send me something in writing saying it is gone. That's wasting $40 a month.
You get the money back.
Number 6 or 7, coffee.
7 is coffee.
Every time I go to Starbucks, it's $5 for a coffee. Freaks me out. Buying things that are on sale.
Whoa.
Still spent the money. FYI, you still
My husband's such a sucker for that one, Todd. He's such a sucker.
What you're saying is considering on sale saving money.
Yeah, that is not saving money. That's spending money, right? That's a marketing trick. Number 9, expensive vacations. Number 10, spending too much money on brands.
On
Name
brands?
brands.
So I want you to give one comment each. I'm going to say them one more time because some people are just listening to this. Credit cards, eating out too much, large car payments, buying into silly investments, playing the lottery, repeating entertainment subscriptions, coffee, buying things because they're on sale, expensive vacations, spending too much on brands. That's when I look at this, that's what people waste money on. Robyn, I would like each of you to pick one a mistake that you've made, not so that we can be real here. Like I'll give you one for me.
Hey.
I am not exaggerating when I say this. I swear to God, my income is way down because of the mortgage meltdown. Okay, my kids and I do not go to sushi anymore because it's $120 for sushi. We go to the taco stand. It's a sit-down, nice taco stand, but it's $40 for dinner instead of $120. I swear to God, I've been doing that this whole year because I am on a budget, okay? I don't need to be on a budget. I choose to be on a budget. There's a difference, okay? Robyn, one for you.
Well, we have definitely made the mistake before. Luckily, thanks to your advisement and help, we don't have it now, but too high of car payments. We have for sure justified high car payments back in the day. And all of a sudden, it is so easy, even with dual income. Well, you have a nice car, I want a nice car. And I spent years going, I don't care what I drive. And, all of a sudden you get a few of the luxuries and you decide, I deserve it. And you start driving that nice car that comes with way too high of a payment. And we're out of that now. And we've all looked at thousands of loan applications, thousands. And it literally, even with the lowest interest rate, that payment going out every single month it's jaw dropping. I mean, a really nice car these days. I mean, even a middle of the road car, $50,000, $60,000, and then you add that payment to it, and it gets you. It really, really gets you. Especially brand new, because then you're also upside down, right? And brand new is addicting. Buy a brand new one. So we were really in that. And we justified, right? Like, it's on sale. It won't have any problems. It'll be reliable. Every excuse in the book, emotion over logic on that one for sure. Go ahead, Jimmy. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, like, people would say, well, my car breaks down a lot. I just spent $2,000 fixing it, and that's ridiculous. And I'm like, well, that's only 2.5 months of car payments. So
yes,
chill out a little bit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they don't think about it like that. Like, the car payment's $750, and the repair for the old car was $2,000. That's only the 3 car payments of the new car.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like that whole art, like watch out for talking yourself into some stupid thoughts. You know what I mean? For me, I'm just so good with money, Todd, that I don't have anything I can talk about on here. You were buying in for a second. I know you were, Robyn. For me, the biggest one is expensive vacations. Like, if you don't pay attention, you could take a $5,000 vacation and make it a $20,000 vacation in the blink of an eye. And those numbers sound crazy to people, but I'm talking about all of the food you eat when you're out there. I'm talking about, and when I go on vacation, it's 7 people. So yours may be relatively cheaper, right?
Not mine.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, people listening go, $20,000 vacation, who is this guy? I guess I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if you go to Hawaii with 7 people, the rule of thumb is $1,000 a day per person. Airfare, hotel, food, room service, hoodies, flip-flops, sunglasses, going on a booze cruise, renting
shaved ice.
Yes, ice, all that stuff. So expensive vacations, because at the end of the day, when you go back to look at the vacation, you look at the pictures of everybody together smiling, and you don't even remember where you were or what you did.
Yeah. So, guys, here's a couple of thoughts on this. There are solutions to every single one of these. So it starts with that mindset. Like, hey, I don't need credit cards. Let's cut them up. Let's have one for emergencies that we never use, right? But we're going to cut them up. That would be a step forward. Eating out too much. I just told you my solution: tacos instead of sushi. Dead serious. Okay.
Burger King sushi. Hey, Burger King sushi.
What is it?
Burger King sushi. There's a place that I'll tell you about in our town that's good sushi, and it's drive-through, and it's not expensive.
Okay. I need to know that place.
Yeah.
There's
isn't a lot of it, Todd? You really hit the nail on the head with just want versus need, right? Like, we did a goal setting with our team when I was leading the team, and one gal said, I think my husband and I are going to take 1 month off of Starbucks. Now, they were pretty frequent Starbucks users. And in the interim, they thought, we're broke, right? Like, we're always broke, right? They wanted to save money. And so that was a challenge. Hey, one thing, just choose one thing sometimes, just that. She literally did it. At the end of the month, do you know how much money she had? She set it aside every time, what she knew she would do. $336, no exaggeration, in 1 month. Because we don't add up the $5 here, the $7 there, the quick. And so I think one of the things that you do really well that I sometimes mock you for, but you have way more money than me. So it's, as much as I'm joking, it's not joking. You really, really, really never trivialize a dollar. Like, never trivialize a dollar. And I think that is one of the mindset shifts that we all need. I think everybody in America ultimately needs, not trivializing a dollar. Like, treating it all like there's probably a little better use for it potentially, right? It could be saved. We all know we can't take it with us, but what is the smartest use for it? And that doesn't mean never go on vacation, never have any fun. But I do think that it's some of these mistakes are, hey, on occasion, is it fun to take your kids to sushi? Maybe you do it quarterly instead of weekly, right? Maybe you do it once a month as a treat instead of every single time. You have to adjust those things for your budget. Otherwise, it's just I don't feel like it. Let's go. I'm not going to look, oh shoot. Now all of a sudden that 26% credit card, it's the first month I haven't been able to pay it off in a while. And that's where it starts.
A couple comments. First of all, just so we're aware, $300 a month saved for 30 years is over $1 million in retirement. $300 a month. So that Starbucks change that your friend made, that's $1 million.
Talk about people don't believe that. Okay? People don't believe that.
Say the
And
math.
I'm telling you, people, it is the truth because I didn't believe it either.
Okay, so
It's the
Einstein
trust.
said,
It's the duration that is the magic formula.
yes, it's the time value of money, compound interest.
You can't start at 45 and save $300 a month and ask me why you don't have $1 million later on in life. You got to get your kids and you to realize tomorrow starts today. It's saving today.
Yes, so time value of money, right? 30 years, it's only $100,000, $108,000 you saved, $300 a month for 30 years. But it has babies. I call it having babies. It compounds through interest, and it is $1 million. It's math, okay? The second comment is, and I think this is really good. This is the balance. I'll tell you 2 quick stories that happened recently. Where I'm going with this is, I know what I place value on. So Starbucks to me is just coffee. Okay, so my Keurig at home is just fine with me. I literally never go. My daughter likes it. So for a treat about twice a month, we will go to Starbucks. Okay.
And get a
But I
milkshake.
place value on other things. One is for Christmas, my dad's 84. The only thing he loves to do is play piano. He's a ex-professional musician. That's 4 hours a day he's playing piano. So his piano gave out. They're not cheap. So I gave him a certificate for $5,000 to buy this beautiful synthesizer piano, thing for Christmas. That $5,000, A, I can afford it. B, that brings me great joy, not a little joy, great joy. He cried. My dad never cries. Okay. Sunday, Izzy, my daughter's adopted, so we support her adoption agency called Chicks in Crisis. We walk up for this fundraiser brunch they're having, and I swipe my card and donate money. Now, I'm on a budget in every area of my life, but I will give money to that charity, not because my daughter's adopted, because this lady self-funds helping women in need and babies in need. It's important to me. I got no problem I want to give money to that. I want to help my dad. I'm not saying those two come across as altruistic. I'm just saying I place value. Guitar. I'm an avid guitar player. I will spend $3,000-$4,000 on a guitar once every couple of years. No problem. A, I can afford it. B, it's my happy place. The golf club that Jim and I belong to cost me about $700 a month. No problem. Love it. It's my garden spot. It's my spa. No problem. So learn on what brings you real joy, like deep joy, and what is just kind of cool. Like a $5,000. Like if you're into brands, there's some women that are into handbags. And some, if they can afford it, spend $5, $8, $10,000 on a handbag. If you place a lot of value on it and you are saving all the money you want to save and you choose to spend it on that because it brings you great joy looking at the magical closet with those handbags, do it. Right? So it's just differentiating want versus need. But the second layer to that is what really brings you utility value. Coffee for me is coffee. But a cheap guitar does not sound like a $4,000 guitar. It does not. Okay, not to someone who plays.
But is setting goals around money, which is the key to changing any behavior. Like
100%.
you got all this. The story is a great story, but if you want to get your family on the same page, set some goals around money that maybe has a reward or maybe has a result of spending time together. But if you set some goals around money and you talk about them a lot, you'll do it. That's really what I would get out of that.
Yeah. So just, Jimmy, can you use an example with that? Because I understand what you mean. But if you give an example, it'll drive it home, then we can close out.
So let's say you're working on your money at your house and you listen to Todd's 10 places that people do stupid things with money. And you get together after dinner or before dinner with your whole family. You talk about some communication around the reality of the economy and money. And you start paying attention to where your money goes. And you're like, hey guys, let's all pick one thing that we're going to spend less money on. And if we do it for 6 months straight, we'll go to Disneyland. Now, maybe that's not a good example because Disneyland is expensive. Maybe it's we'll
go camping.
Go camping.
I actually think that was a great example, though, Jim. Even Disney, because
Disneyland's like $50,000. I'm just, but I don't. I'm hoping that makes sense because what people do, Todd, is talk about it,
but they don't implement it.
I hate to talk. I hate to talk. I was just saying, hey, dude, set some goals around money. Hey, Starbucks once a month. And if we do it, when we go to Starbucks, you get to get anything you want. That's a simple one, right? We're going to go to Starbucks once a month instead of whenever we want. But when we go, no limits.
Yeah.
That's a more simplistic approach. But money's a big deal and people don't talk about it. So hopefully this kind of stuff helps you with ways to talk about it.
Yeah, I agree, guys. It's a big topic. There is a lot of emotion about it, but if you dive into it and you just start educating yourself about these things, I don't think money makes you a happier person. I know that some people believe that. It does make a life a little bit easier. It does give you more choices, but if you treat it correctly, it does trickle down through the rest of your life, whether that's not stressing about money, not arguing about the credit card, all of those things. I see money caused massive damage to people's emotional health. They're constantly stressed about it. And I get it. I've been that person and it's not fun. It's not fun. Okay. Well, I hope you guys appreciate that. If you guys are in the market or a friend is in the market to buy a home, or you need to take cash out of your home to pay off credit cards, which sometimes makes sense, reach out to us, guys. Reach out to the loan officer that you dealt with across the nation. We're licensed in 47 states. We would love to help you with your mortgage needs. And we really value you as long-term clients. We look at it as a long-term relationship, not a short-term relationship. And I hope you do too. Thank you guys very much. Jim, Robyn, thank you very much. Have a beautiful month. Bye, guys.
Bye.